We are only dealing with the regular ones. The irregular ones, or like when the base where the sides don't match, our formula doesn't work. So that's a more complicated thing. Where all your problems, the sides are going to be the same length. So on the base, like if it looks like a square, it's a square. Okay. They usually say it in the directions, but just in case. Something that's new is the slant height business. A slant height is like if you were to like slide down the side of the pyramid. So like normal height is like perpendicular to the base. Here, maybe I'll put it up so light. Okay. So this is perpendicular to the height, okay, or to the base. Slant height is like the length or like the height of each triangular face. So it's like this, if you were to slide down it, that's the slant height. So height goes through like the middle, kind of. Slant height's like literally slanting. Okay, guys, can you handle sitting next to each other? How many times do I have to tell you? So, that's going to be a big deal because that's part of the formula, but sometimes they don't give it to you, which can be kind of hard, okay? So, for any generic shape, basically all pyramids are the same. They have a base and then a bunch of triangles. So, here's another one. So, it's a base and then the rest of the sides are triangles. So, the formula actually looks like area of a triangle at the first part of it. So, here, if we do the net. So this one's a pentagon. Okay, so there's a pentagon. Okay, so you change the formula for big B like you did all the other ones with the prisms. So that would be 1/2 AP if it was a square, side squared, yada yada. Okay. Now the rest of it, this was like the cute net because it looked like a star. Okay. So again, we're dealing with regular ones. So these are all the sides. And then that L, that's the slant height. If you lay it flat, that's the actual height of each triangle. So they use L because I guess S and H were taken. So all these are your L's, your L's, your L's. Okay, so basically the formula, it's the area of the triangles plus whatever your base is. So it depends on the shape. So as far as the triangles go, this is where the formula comes from. Like you would basically do 1/2 base would be S, height would be L, looking at these letters, you know. And then you'd add them all up, you know, base, S, L, plus whatever. However many you have, and then you would have whatever your base is. Okay. Now, say you did like a GCF, so you know how like you can factor out a 2 out of that, like GCF style. If you factored out a 1/2 L, you'd be left with a bunch of S's. And essentially what I'm trying to get at is all these S's added together is what? Is there no? All the S, yeah, perimeter. Nice. Perimeter. So the formula for this is 1/2. They usually write the P first. There's no rhyme or reason. They usually do PL and then plus whatever the base. So that's where it comes from. So it looks kind of like a triangle, different letters though. But so it's all the triangles and then the area of the base. So that's the formula for today. Woohoo! Isn't that fun? Okay. So we're gonna start off like easier and then get harder. Believe it or not, this first one is easier. So the name of it, you just look at the shape of the base and you're like, octagon. So you say octagonal. Octagonal. Close. Pyramid.
Is there 2 bases you can hold it? No.
Yes.
No way.
Okay.
It's when they all
So,
go to
octagonal pyramid. Yep. All right, so 1/2 PL. So you do 1/2 perimeter of the base All the sides are the same. They're all sides, there's 6. So you go 6 times, what octagon is 8? So 48. There you go. It's kind of nice. L is the slant height. So they actually give it to you, which is awesome. It's like sliding down the side. So 18 is your slant. Cool. And then big B, you got to change the formula for, because it could be whatever shape you're talking about. So this is an octagon, so it'd be 1/2 AP. And, oh, the apothem's given. Sweet. Perimeter, I already did that. Sweet. So now you're just tapping along, and that's it. Okay. So hopefully that one's not horrible. I got 604.8. What's units? Centimeters. Centimeters squared. So that's the formula for it. So you got to change the formula for the base, yada yada. Okay. Now the way it can get harder is if they don't give you all the stuff. You know how it's like nice they gave you the apothem and sometimes they don't, and then it's like you cry a little. Number 2, I don't know why this tick mark got lost. But like I said, if you see a triangle, okay, just assume all the sides are the same, okay? Good luck. So, triangular pyramid. Okay, so 1/2 PL. Well, that one's easy because you have all the stuff. Basically, kinda, right? Because your perimeter was 6 times 3, right? 18. Slant is given, sweet, 8. So that one's hopefully fine. But the base is going to drive you nuts because you don't have all the stuff. And you have 2 formulas for that. So actually, I'm going to do 1/2 base times height because I actually have the base. So the base is an equilateral triangle, all the sides being 6. So at least I know the base is 6, but you have to do some finagling to get the height, right? So we've done some examples already with prism with that, but like, just know that's a thing. Like, oh, I got to figure this out. So it's a 30, 60, 90. Cut the 6 in half. Divide, or multiply by √3. So 3√3. And then you tap it. So that's how these can get harder, is that you have to do like fancy stuff for the area.
Doesn't it already say the height is 8?
No, that's slant height. So it's different heights. That's what's confusing, because there's like, with pyramid, you have like height, slant height, and then like the height of the base. So it can get confusing for sure. So I got 87.6, I think, is what I got. 8 squared. Yeah. Okay, number 3. Again, if it looks like a square, it is, because we're only doing the ones where all the sides are the same. They usually say it. This one they didn't, but just assume square, pyramid. Okay, so 1/2 PL, 1/2 P. Great. Love and life. Okay, so this one, they give you, well, at least they give you slants, so I could put the 25 in. But, like, I don't have anything down here, you know, to, like, figure stuff out. So this is the strategy, is you use the slant and the actual height to figure stuff out. This one, there's one like this on the test where you got to do something to get, you're either given the side and you have to find the slant height or something, but you're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem to figure out stuff in there. So, like, here, if I redraw it, you're basically, like, dealing with a triangle. It's going to be Pythagorean theorem unless they put angles in there. So this one, if you know it, good, but it is a triple if you know it, but this one we don't use as often, but it is 7. Okay, so 7, 24, 25. So, but you have to just be careful because 7 is just this little dinker. Like this little dinky thing, like halfway. It's like Where did I put my thing? Oh, it's like this little slit thing. Do you know what I mean? So like what you're gonna do is you're gonna double it so you can get the side. So like on the test, what people mess up is they forget to double it, you know? And it's just like such a small mistake, but it's like messes up everything because you need that for perimeter and for the area. So just like be a little psychotic while you're doing these, because you double at 14 and then time, what is it, perimeter times by 4, right? So, what was that, 56? And then slant, they actually give you, so that's nice. 25, and then the base, yeah, now it's like smooth sailing, because if the base is just a square, you're literally taking 14 and squaring it. So it's just all that work to know to do that at the beginning. And then you tip tap around and you get 896, right? 896 units, I guess, units squared. All right, any questions so far?
Wait, is that the perimeter?
Which one? 56 is the perimeter because I did 14, 14, 14, 14. And then the B is the area, so I just took the side and squared it.
What's the L? The L is 25. It's
Yeah. Okay, now this guy, this is the one where you have to like mess with the formula. So it's basically this, but I don't want this thing in there because it's like in there, you know, like it's not the surface of the shape. So you're gonna have to adjust the formula based on this guy being out. Wait, this thing. So what I basically do is I'll like write the formula because I'll have it like memorized, you know, and then I'll just like cross stuff off or make things one, you know, as I go. So like here, the pyramid, I'll do normal pyramid stuff, but I don't want the base, basically. And then prism, I want all of it except the top. I don't want this, I don't want that top. So this is how I do it. I think we can do this in the full swoop. Well, we're still gonna need perimeter. So like, hold on. It'll be a surface area of pyramid without the base, right? That'll be the plan. I don't want the base of the pyramid. And the surface area of the prism without one base. Because I still want one of them. I don't want both. So I don't know. I like write down so pyramid, it's like, okay, 1/2 PL plus B. You know, like that's the formula for it. But like, this is what I'm saying is I'll write it and be like, oh, I don't want the B. So all you do is be like, get out of there, you know. Like I'll write it out and just cross off stuff I don't need. So this is the part I don't want. And then prism, well, it's the same formula. Remember, it's just a rectangle, 2 bases. So the rectangle, remember the length of it was the perimeter and then the height. So the formula for it was pH. So this is like straight memory plus 2b was like that's like the normal formula for it. But I only want the 1 base, so instead of the 2, I'm going to change it to a 1. Okay. So for like, I know this isn't the same shape, but like it's basically I don't want this one. So it's like I'm finding that. This is what I'm finding. So I'm finding the rectangle and the bottom of it to get it. So, all right, here we go. So 1/2, what am I on, pyramid? So what is this, 10 and 10? Oh, it's gotta be. So 10, 10, 10, 10, right? So 40. So that'd be 40. Slant, it's given, sweet. 13, and that's it for pyramid. Because I don't want to do the base because it's like in there. So that one's done. That one's pretty easy actually. Sweet. Now prism, the bottom part of it, perimeter would be the same, right? 10, 10, 10, so 40. Height of it is 12. And then plus, and then I just want one base, so the base would be the bottom. So 10 by 10 or 10 squared. And then combine it, so 260 plus 480 plus 100. So what is that, 840, right? Meters squared? Yeah, that seems right. So, I don't know.